Number 5, George from Ocala, Florida. Post-World War II saboteurs, called by their Nazi leaders as werewolves, where the fuck is this question going? Were caught and summarily executed by U.S. firing squad. What is the difference with our captured terrorists today? The average Guantanamo inmate has gained 20 pounds since their incarceration. The difference today is there's hay to be made on the liberal side of things by being touchy-feely about everybody in the world except Tea Parties and Christians. It's that simple. I'm watching that Thames special called The World at War. I know I bring it up weekly, but it's a 27-hour special. I'm immersed in the middle of it, and it's amazingly well done. I think outside of Shakespeare, it's the best thing Laurence Olivier has ever done. It's crazy good, and he's just the voiceover. But I just went through the chapter about Pearl Harbor, and the 10,000, if I'm not mistaken, if not more, or no more than that, number of American Japanese civilians rounded up like that and taken to these camps up in the Bay Area. Like that. FDR, the figurehead of modern liberalism. Can you imagine if Bush had done that or anything? You're talking about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And he wasn't rounding up all the Germans. He wasn't rounding up all the Italians. We were at war with the Axis. He rounded up one group of people who looked a lot different, and he thought he could make a point. And man, I'm telling you, they were out the door and in the camps behind barbed wire. I mean, that boggles the mind. There's your modern liberal at work. You know, it's funny when you peel back some of these things, the last bastions of, the Dixiecrats and stuff like that. The Democrats who still believed in segregation, who bridled against integration. It's just now their hay is to be made, and I do believe at the end of the game, power is the name of their game. Back then, power could be had by being staunch against the Japs. You know, it was like, you watch the stuff that went on back then, you think, God, we're in such touchy-feely times right now. Back then, an enemy was an enemy, and they didn't care what they called them or how they were denigrated in drawings. It's pretty amazing. But all that's superfluous to getting rounded up with your family and put behind barbed wire when you're an American citizen. But that's where the hay was to be made then, and power procurement, I believe, at the end of the day, is the end of the equation in the liberal side of things. And now it's not to be had anymore. And they flipped it over completely to the other side, where you can't even, Julian Assange can call in dimes on people who have helped us, and he's going to be the Time Man of the Year. Or Gitmo, these people are to be, they're the ones that we have to defend, and that we have to figure out their civil rights. They're not even U.S. citizens, for God's sakes. U.S. citizens don't get their own civil rights anymore, much less foreign citizens. What the hell's going on? It's I don't know, George. It augurs for one of two things, George in Ocala, Florida. Either this is the tipping point, or it flips, and we start heading back to America's greatness, or America's over. We're right in the middle of it, I can't tell you. I'm hoping it's the flip, hoping that we head the other way, but I can't tell you. It might not be Nero fiddling while Rome burns, It might be over. We'll see. By next week, we should know. On Bathrobe Session 143. This one's over. Thank you. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.